Hey guys, how's it going? Shimbob here, and I've been playing Monarch as a bit of a healer slash support role lately, and I sort of just wanted to share my findings, thoughts, and ideas of how to play her effectively and go about being a good bloke. So what I mean by being a good bloke is basically just being more of a support role and not being so selfish and going for kills and stuff when you're playing in a public setting. A lot of the time people are really focused on going for KD versus win-loss, but if you're someone who cares more about win-loss, this sort of setup can be quite effective, especially in game modes like Titan Brawl or Attrition, where you sort of start to steamroll the other team and get all your Titans at the same time. If you're there helping your teammates stay alive and sustain their Titans a bit longer, then you'll steamroll so many teams and get a lot more easy wins. Now, what I'm talking about here obviously won't be like as in-depth as someone like Dino or anything like that, but I'm sort of sharing this from more of a casual slash public play sort of setting, so keep that in mind. And I know that I kind of mentioned that you are going to be a bit more selfless and sort of help your team get the glory, so to speak, with this sort of play style, but as you can see in the background here, I can still hold my own. I think I come first in this game and I get like 9 kills. I know it's Titan Brawl, so that's not a heap of kills, but I give a bit more health and support to my teammates and I clean up kills and I'm still able to put out a fair bit of damage. As Monarch, once you're upgraded to core 3, no matter what that core is, all the cores line up to be able to make her a powerful damage dealing Titan. And if you've got energy transfer as your core 1 upgrade, then you can be a mean wrecking machine, but you can also help your teammates be longer lasting wrecking machines, which will help your win-loss. So let's talk about what setup we're running here. In this gameplay here, I'm running overcore. Obviously I always run overcore on Monarch. I've gone for rapid rearm. Normally I would run the battery thief because it's a sick execution and it helps you survive a bit longer, but I found that having the extra rearms like available more often was really helpful because you don't get a lot of shield when you use energy transfer on teammates or even on yourself when you use energy siphon, but having a rearm straight away and doing it again, that gives a decent shield. So having that available more often was a real priority for me. And I figured with the general playstyle of this thing, I was kind of going to be hiding behind my teammates a bit more and hanging back, just healing them more often and picking off from a distance. So I wouldn't need as much survivability as I normally would if I was sort of charging in there head on. Obviously using Dome Shield, and then for Core 1, Energy Transfer as well, that's pretty obvious. For Core 2, I did go with Energy Field, giving sort of that AoE effect to your Energy Siphon, but I was thinking of going with Maelstrom to help with survivability if I got caught out, but I decided that if I keep my positioning right and stuff like that, then Energy Siphon would be a lot more helpful, especially in like Titan Brawl when Titans tend to stack up a lot more and you want to sort of heal them all in one go. Plus, teammate Titans can be pretty unpredictable, and if you're trying to hit an Energy Siphon on one of them and they sort of dash at that second and you miss, then that's a huge waste. So being able to just like shoot at the ground near their feet and stuff like that, that makes it a lot easier to hit them. And finally, for core number 3, I just went with Superior Chassis just to, I guess, make up for some of those less survivable traits that I've got. So Superior Chassis will help keep me alive a bit longer, and I don't really need the extra damage from the XO16 upgrade. So we're going with the Superior Chassis, and I found that helped quite a lot. Now, one of the main things though that I wanted to mention in this video was the fact that you don't really need a set sort of loadout to make this style of play work. You sort of just got to try different things and then see which one works for you, which is what I did, and I've sort of landed on this for now, but I might play this for a week or so, and then next week I'll try a different sort of setup and find that I can play this style better or in different situations, but with a different loadout. So you've just got to play around a bit, but for me this is what works. I know a lot of people like Battery Thief. I know some people want Maelstrom. I know some people want the XO16 upgrade or the Rocket Salvo upgrade. So it's really up to you. Just find out what works, but it is viable and effective with the range of different loadouts. With this style of play, it is just that. It is about the style in which you play it. So, like I said before, you actually do want to be sort of hanging back. You want to, first off, be hanging around your teammates. This is in Titan Brawl and then the Last Titan Standing, obviously, or in Attrition or any other game modes. Once everyone has their Titans in, you want to hold off on your Titan till there's other teammate Titans in. Otherwise, it's sort of pointless, because if it's just you and one other Titan, unless he's like your mate and he knows you're going to help him, then it's kind of pointless. So you've got your Titan in, your teammates have got a couple of Titans in, you might be playing Titan Brawl, you're all hanging out together, that's when you're going to be at your optimal. So that's when energy field really comes in handy too. You want to stay behind your teammates so they can 1, block the damage, and 2, put out the damage, because they're going to have all the upgrades and all the appropriate weapons to do max damage. Then you can sit back, keep rearming, keep healing, keeping shields on them, and you're not going to be like an awesome healer like from other sort of games where you can keep people alive indefinitely, but you can at least give them small shields, and it just gives them a little bit extra sustain, especially if they make mistakes or they're not as good as you or the people they're fighting. It can kind of even the fight a bit more, and it really helps sway the entire match in your favor. The gameplay in the background started off, I think we were like all running Monarchs at the start or something. There was a lot of Monarchs, and I found running this with another Monarch really works well because they can give themselves shields and then you can just top them up. So they've got like max shields all the time, and if you just sort of run around like a pocket healer, there's a lot of survivability for a Monarch. Other Titans that I was trying to prioritize was like Legions, because they can deal out a lot of damage too. I think in the gameplay in the background though, that was really only the sort of Titans we had. That might have been the reason why we sort of steamrolled this team, but Monarchs in groups are brutal, I'll say that much. So back to the playstyle though, your positioning is good. We're making sure that you're behind your teammates, you're staying near them at all times so you can heal them and be protected by them. And what you want to do then is you just want to poke the enemy. So even, I know you don't really ADS often using the XO16, but this is the time to do it. Stay behind your teammates and find little gaps where you can just poke the enemy to build up your core, because that's, I said stay with your teammates, but I guess your other main priority is to build that first core, because if you don't have energy transfer, then this whole sort of build is pointless. So build that first core. The best way to do that is with your XO16 gun. Try and hit those crit spots, and once you've got your first core, then this thing really starts to heat up. Once you've got that first core, then you can just start following your teammates around, healing them. When your energy siphon's on cooldown though, that's when you want to switch it up and go attack mode. So you want to start pushing it forward a little bit more, getting some damage on the enemies, so then that way you can build up your next core. You give yourself a shield, that way your energy siphon is more available for your teammates' shields, and you can get energy field as your second upgrade. So that makes your job so much easier for damaging enemies with your siphon, and also healing your teammates, because everyone's so unpredictable, especially teammates. It's like they're trying to dodge your heals. I don't know, but that's just what I found. So I realize I'm kind of rambling and this video is getting a bit long, but the main thing I wanted to get across is that there isn't just one way or two ways to play Monarch. You don't just have to use like the XO16 upgrade, arc rounds, and Maelstrom. Well, that's fun and it's really effective for doing damage. It's not the only way to play her, and you can still be very effective for not only yourself but your team if you try some different loadouts. And the main points to remember when you want to try this playstyle is stick with your teammates, hang back a little bit, and build that first core. And then whatever happens after that happens. It's up to you really. You can't really go wrong once you've got that first or second core going. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you're feeling inspired to play a bit more Monarch and change her up a bit, let me know down in the comments. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up too, it's really appreciated. Even subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Cheers.